We are deep into tax season right now, and our User's Guide to Taxes is here to make sure you get your maximum refund and safely. As we all saw with the TurboTax refund scam a few months back, refund fraud and other tax-related identity theft are running rampant. So how can you make sure you don't fall victim? Joining me now is the CEO of H&R Block, Bill Cobb. Bill, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I have to tell you, I'm so pleased to have you here this week because I think a lot of people's attention has been focused on these scams, and largely because of you. You've really drawn the media spotlight to it. What do consumers need to know right now? How can they keep themselves safe, make sure their refund doesn't get stolen?
Yeah, Jerry, it has become a very big problem here. This has been a year where there's been a number of news reports, et cetera. And we are working closely right now as an industry with the IRS to get greater protections for consumers. Right now, it is too easy, especially with do-it-yourself returns, for people to be able to file, for fraudsters to steal a name, date of birth, and a social security number, and they can file a return.
It's
now,
ridiculous.
we have taken steps.
Go right ahead.
It is ridiculous. No, we have taken steps. We never allow a state return to be filed until it's accepted by the IRS. Say what you want about the IRS, but they do have the best fraud filters. And what happened this year,
let me stop you right there.
Some companies,
let me stop you right there, because I think that's debatable. I think it's debatable whether the IRS is doing everything they can to stop this fraud. And frankly, I've been disappointed at their track record on this. Where are they?
Yeah, let me just clarify. What I'm saying is their fraud filters catch more criminals than a state does just because they have more resources. So I agree. They have not done enough, and we are working with them now because if you file taxes, you should have the same protections that an online bank does. Right now, you don't recognize the computer you come to. You go to online banking, they want to make sure it's your home computer or wherever your usual computer is. We should have stronger usernames and passwords, stronger security questions, what we call multi-factor authentication, which means there should be a driver's license or something. Right now, the only identification is a social security number, which are for sale on the internet.
That's
right.
We
need to have IP pins. You got me? That's
well,
what I mean.
Listen, I couldn't agree with you more. I think we need a ton more protections, and let me tell you why. In 2013, the IRS paid scam artists, crooks, $5.2 billion. And this was money that was supposed to be paid out in refunds to American taxpayers. So you're out there, you're trying to do the right thing, you want to pay your taxes. Right. Meanwhile, the IRS is giving your money away to a bunch of crooks.
And, Jerry, here's one of the big fallacies. We just released a study a couple of weeks ago. Consumers want to help. 90% of people, this wasn't a study that said 52%, 90% of people are willing to do more to protect their identity. This is a big issue, and we have to join as an industry and the IRS to protect our consumers more.
All right, and just to go full circle on this issue of the danger of having your ID stolen, in 2013, 1.6 million Americans had it stolen via tax scams. That's up 6 times from just 3 years ago. Think about that. Those are super big numbers out there. So we've got everybody worried now, Bill. I think everybody's concerned, or if they weren't, they are now. Is there anything I can do this year? Because I understand you're sitting down with the IRS commissioner. Right. I understand that privately you're sitting down with the folks at Intuit, trying to come up with something. We don't have a window into that. You guys haven't made it public, which is a little concerning. What's going to happen?
Well, we are working on so that we get industry safeguards that are standard. We can't just have one company doing it and not others. So we are working on that so that some of the things I identified earlier that we put in place for next tax season. But I'll tell you even a bigger improper payment is earned income credits. Last year, that was $16 to $19 billion of improper payments on top of the $5 million from stolen identity refund fraud.
That's what these people do. They get the refund, and then they claim that you have all these kids that you don't have. They get the earned income tax. It's ridiculous. So just to go full circle here, tax scams to look out for. It's not just the refund fraud. It's also phone scams. It's also phishing, inflated refund claims, fake charities. I hear what you're saying about online protections, particularly if you're filing with a software, using tax software like TurboTax, which has really been indicated in a lot of these cases. Is there anything else you can do if you're picking up the phone and somebody's calling and claiming to be the IRS? Your response should be what?
Yeah, the IRS only will send things through the mail. So that is completely a scam. These fake charities and the rest, do not fall prey to those. Those are not real, and obviously be very careful in opening email.
And of course, if somebody asks for your credit card number over the phone, no.
Do not give it.
I got to tell you, this is getting scary, though, because I think that it's very difficult to protect yourself. Here you are, you're trying to do the right thing. You're the 98% of Americans who want to pay your taxes, and instead, you're having your identity stolen and your refund filtered, stolen. Last word here, Bill. I know you've got big plans for next year, but last word to consumers tonight.
Yeah, we have a product called Tax Identity Shield. I recommend people look into that. That affords protections against tax identity theft, which is exactly what we're talking about right now.
What does it cost?
It costs $30.
Okay. All right. Well, there's one answer right there. Bill, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jerry. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.